Well,
Why
no,
have
but-
it?
Well, no, because I'll have to turn on the gimbal
That's what I want you to do.
and leave it on,
Yes.
and then press play and then just let it play and have the gimbal sit on
Mm-hmm.
when it doesn't need to be sit on. No.
Are you using it for anything else?
Yeah, I am. I am actually.
You know nothing.
Okay, hopefully I didn't mess up the mic. I thought that was Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, dude, that's just fucking. It's the fucking Pooh guy from Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear.
Pooh
We're
Bear.
good on
Yeah, we're good. Now we're good.
All right.
Square.
Welcome back.
All right.
Common Ground Podcast. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome
Boom,
in.
boom, boom.
Welcome in.
Here it is,
Quit
everybody.
saying that shit, man.
All right, man. We're gonna talk about diets today.
Dieting.
Well, it's not about diet. It's about diets. But we'll get into that. Okay, obviously there's a difference in context, but yeah, I came across this interesting conversation about this guy. He was the entrepreneur of Koya. You know the brand Koya?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you told me about it. I didn't hear about it before.
Okay.
Would
Well,
you
Koya, it's
explain?
like this. They're found in a whole bunch of different grocery stores. They're in, I don't know. They're located all over the place. Whole Foods, natural grocers. I'm sure they have places at like 7-Eleven. It's kind of like this logo.
Koya.
Koia.
Koia.
Yeah. So
Koya Keto.
yeah. So the story behind this guy, this dude was actually 25
Oh,
years.
I've seen this.
He was 25 years old, and he actually started Four Loko.
Oh shit.
He was the guy that found one of the co-founders of Four Loko. So he did that for like 10 years, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do something that's healthy." Because he made this highly carbonated, caffeinated, alcoholic beverage that's like this
That'll
fucking big.
Fuck you up.
That'll basically fuck you up. So he's like, "Fucking, I want to try to get healthier, promote healthier shit." So he established that brand. And anyways, in the podcast, he's going on and talking about different diets and different. How keto is taking over the world, and
Oh god.
how
here
it's
we
just
go.
like, which it is.
Which
it is. In a weird sense,
It's a
it is.
fad.
Right, but right now they're trendy. It's a trendy
Yeah.
thing. Like it's trends. Like I remember. I think last year was intermittent fasting. Remember, everybody was on board to do intermittent fasting.
People like everybody's always. I feel like everyone's trying everything, but I don't think like intermittent fasting has ever been huge.
And here's the thing: people get bored with it, or they can't keep up with it for like about a year.
They
and
give
they're
up.
just
They try it for like a week, and they're like, I'm hungry.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, what bothers me is that people kind of create these realms of trends to kind of like follow like ketogenic diets and intermittent fasting and all these sorts of things. And it was funny because in the podcast they were mentioning like a lot of stuff that was a lot of micro information, like, oh well, if you fast for this amount of time, like your skin starts to glow up. And
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
you start to glow up. It cleans out your liver.
Okay.
Like all this other shit.
I did a lot of research on keto diet, and I can pretty much tell you that that's all fake. Doesn't happen. Just like it takes. People are like, if I fast for if I do keto.
I heard so I heard two things. So I heard that with intermittent fasting, like you get your system a chance to recharge after like 12 hours, but this dude or other conversations that I heard, they were saying like if you fast for like a day, then it starts to have like effects on like your skin.
I heard it was longer than that.
Or like it was like almost 3 to 5 days.
But
right?
the idea is that the fast doesn't really work till like the last 2 to 3 hours of the fast is when you hit ketosis, and you hit like where you start to burn fat. That's why like you're supposed to start fast. Like if you stop eating at 5, you're not supposed to eat till like 9. The next day.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of what I do. Like today I didn't get to eat till like 10:30.
Right.
So I ate at 10:30, but like you're supposed to work out like 2 hours before, so that way like your body's starting to bring up the fat, and when you work out, you're gonna burn more fat than you are through your muscle. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
But people don't do that. They wait till like the last minute and then they eat and then they go about their day. And it's like if you're gonna fast, you have to do all the necessary things right to see like the full.
I heard
effects.
that you have to be on time every single day.
Yeah, you do.
Like,
That does have to happen. It has to be the same.
Compromise and I also heard, I heard that you can't cut it short. It has to be a specific amount of time.
It's got to be. You can do 16-8, or there's like the full day.
I know 16 is like typically.
That's
like
that's a really common one is the 16-8. So you eat for 8 hours, you're off for 16.
Right. And I know people they like to eat like 12 to 8 or whatever.
Yeah, there's always so many different ways to do it.
Variations as long as you're
within
fasting for 16 hours. So I saw that. They were also saying like basically if you're consuming anything else other than like pretty much black coffee, water, sparkling water, like it's breaking into your fast. So when people are even drinking amino acids and things of that nature.
See, I heard that was okay though. So there's so many different people saying so many different things that it's kind of like subjective at this point.
Yeah, with the research that they put out,
because I heard protein was okay. I heard liquids. I heard that, okay.
Okay, but for some reason, the makeup of whatever's in amino acids actually ends up breaking the fast. Huh. And I remember seeing an interview with Terry Crews. It was Terry Crews, and he was like, how do you maintain your energy? Well, I have a little bit of aminos here and there, blah, blah. That has proven complete false. If you drink amino acids during a fast, you are no longer fasting. At that point, you are no longer fasting. That has been statistically, scientifically proven. You can look up research in databases showing that the body has an insulin spike when they consume aminos, which means your body no longer is sitting in a fast.
Yeah, then I guess,
you are no longer in a fast when you drink aminos. You have to only drink like black coffee, sparkling water, regular water. You can't really consume anything else other than that.
I mean, yeah.
Can't. So, and he kind of sticks to that whole thing about being on a fast and pretty much that his progress is made from intermittent fasting. Like, oh, well, I've seen the most energy and this and that. But in reality, he hasn't even been sitting in a fast because he's been drinking aminos.
Yeah. I mean, I also think that guy's just like another one of those genetic freaks.
Freak,
guy's
sure.
massive.
And so that's why it's honestly a problem where people kind of make up this, well, especially people in their position, make up that idea like, oh, man, intermittent fasting, that's it. This is how I get this body. This is how it happens.
Well, maybe how he gets the body. Whether it works for you is another story.
That's what I'm saying. And so people are like obligated to try this thing because they hear how his progress was made and see what he looks like. And even in reality, he's drinking aminos and he's not actually on a fast.
No, he's kind of just doing his own thing. But like, people are also, they go after they see these people that are massive and they're just going to go do what those guys do, thinking they're going to get the same results and like your body.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
And it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
And, and I was telling you earlier, like, those guys like Goggins and like the CrossFit guy Ryan,
Nick Bare,
Ryan Fisher, those guys thrive with eating lower carb, higher fat diets.
Yeah.
And back it up to God that is the main way you make progress. Like if you want to fucking, even with endurance training, you got to be on keto diets. Like
Bear, I don't know what Bear does. I don't even think he has a diet. I think that guy just legit puts whatever the fuck he wants in his body and thinks that he's like.
It was funny you mentioned that because I saw a video earlier this morning. He was making his famous chicken parmesan, filled with pasta, Kerrygold butter, mozzarella cheese, and breaded chicken. And he was going through the ingredients of like making that. Stays lean, cut, jacked. It's just nuts.
That's what I'm talking about. I can't stand that, man.
Yeah. So anyways, I saw that. Anyway.
But yeah, the other one is the keto.
What do you mean?
People think that, so like they do keto for like, I don't know, they try it for like a week and they're like, oh, like my skin's going to glow. Like there's like nasty side effects to keto. Like apparently you can get like bad breath from like if your body goes into ketosis, you get nasty ass breath. Like your energy, you're going to be sluggish for like a month. Right. You have to do, to honestly see results from keto, you have to do it for like 3 to 6 months. Yeah. To see the full on results. Right. And like I felt it. Remember I told you I was like tired all the time. Yeah. Like I was hungry all the time, bro. It's very sluggish. It's hard. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night like hungry and I couldn't go back to sleep even though I was so tired because my stomach's like growling because you didn't like satiate yourself for the whole day. Right. And then you got to go run in the morning because you have to burn.
See, and that's my thing.
And it was like, tough.
How can you sit here and back this ability to stick with a ketogenic diet and be able to have the power output of somebody else? Like, how can you even, begin to tell people like, well, this is it, man. I live and die by this. Like,
there's necessary, like, I think for keto, like, if you're in extreme weight loss, because you're going to lose a lot of weight really fast because you're basically cutting out a whole macronutrient,
right?
Like that, and it's just like your body's gonna go through like almost like a state of shock.
Well, I think ideally, like you should Well, not from one day to the next, but like slowly cut down on your carbs until you get to a point where you're not eating any more carbs.
I hated the fact that I was like always so tired. Like I just felt like sluggish, like all the time. I was just like dead.
Yeah.
No energy.
Yeah.
It sucked. Couldn't lift. Couldn't like you run, but like you don't feel like because number one, if you're gonna go,
that was part of? Do you think maybe that ability to not have that same power output was just like a mindset thing?
No, that was physical. I felt that.
Okay, but do you think that if you were to dig really, really deep, that you would be able to overcome that thing and just
Oh yeah,
go past
sure.
that wall?
I'm sure you could. Yeah.
Do you think that's what it comes down to?
That's a tough.
It's really hard to say,
kind of a
right?
hard question to answer because
I feel like maybe if you're built a certain way, like Goggins, honestly, like Goggins, like the way his mindset is, like I don't give a fuck. Like fuck it, I'm tired, but I'm gonna go out in here and run fucking marathon or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I mean, yeah, but that goes to a certain extent because at some point, like there's just some points where your body's just gonna fail if it's not getting the right nutrients.
Okay. He was also saying that
just no matter how tough you are, if you go out at 3:00 in the afternoon in the middle of Texas and try to go out for a 4-mile run with no water in your system or no food, you're gonna die.
I mean, sure, yeah, at that point.
It's just stuff like that. You're just like, there's just certain extents to like if you're not gonna like do certain things, then your just body's not gonna perform, no matter how hard you're gonna push.
Right.
Like
this guy claims that he was putting up competitive numbers.
Who?
Ryan Fisher.
Oh, really?
With running and with CrossFit, while he was basically on a ketogenic diet. It was a low carb diet.
But like everyone's different because like the way that I felt may not be the way that he felt on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's different.
Yeah. Just
like when I tried Goggins' diet and I was like, this is fucking impossible. I could not do this.
Yeah.
How the hell am I supposed to run?
You've also been eating carbs like the past 25 years of your life.
Right. And so is he.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
You have to read the book. So continue reading the book.
Okay, I'll read the book. Okay, fine.
So yeah, so just to tell you straight up, he was eating a lot of shit for almost entire life, right? So but like, I just didn't see how I can go out and run 10 miles and not have any carbs to burn. Because number one, I'm cutting into my muscle. Mm-hmm. I'm cutting into all my energy.
Right.
How am I going to make it an hour and a half run with no carbs to burn from? Just fat.
Right.
If that. Because I'm just like, fuck, bro, I can't do it. That's why I had to stop doing it. It just wasn't it.
When you were running, do you feel like you were doing that more so for, like, competitively, like for yourself, or are you trying to do it to make yourself look good?
I was doing it just to see it, like, because I had never ran before, just to push my limits. Yeah.
And that's it.
Just simply to run and just because like at the time I was
physical benefit towards you, but just,
no, I wasn't trying to like look good or anything. I was just gonna see how far I could push it.
Okay.
But yeah, there was no like I'm gonna do it so I can lose a lot of weight. But I lost so much muscle and I was okay with it.
Yeah.
And like we talked about that, like my shirts were all like loose and shit.
Yeah.
Like I was totally okay with it. I knew that was like a sacrifice. All the work that I had put in the months before, I was gonna lose it all.
Right. I also think people kind of err on the side of eating ketogenic diets because they only care to look good.
On the other half of it, there's the people that think I don't want to go to the gym. Or I don't have time to go to the gym.
That is true.
And this is because my mom thought the same thing. A lot of her friends do it. They're like, oh,
yeah, just older generation.
I'm going to be keto because I don't want to go to the gym. I'm not going to go to the gym or I don't have time.
See weight loss progress.
And yeah, because they just don't want to, and I hate to say it, but they just don't want to put the effort in to go be active. So this is the alternative to losing weight.
Which I feel like is even more difficult than
and it's way harder because you're tempted all the time to eat whatever and you can't.
Right.
And it's just like, well, like you could probably eat a little bit more of X if you just went to the gym and rocked the treadmill or did the stair step or the elliptical or the bike.
Yeah.
Like find something.
Right. That's what I think. I think so too. Like even with like I understand people want to look good, and they want to try the ketogenic diet, and they're balls to the wall, balls deep, and trying to week after week eating low carb diets, but I don't think people understand that in order for this to work, you've got to do this indefinitely.
Yeah,
it's got to be forever.
It's a long-term thing, and then like there's other aspects of like your lifestyle has to change to make those like permanent changes.
Right. And I think if you're surrounded by people, obviously like if you're surrounded by people that eat generally healthy, like you're going to do a good job at it. Most people aren't.
Yeah, most
people. It's a hard thing to do. Eat like shit.
That was one of the hardest diets. I remember I had to clean out, I basically had to get rid of my entire pantry. All the food that I had bought before.
Right.
Couldn't eat any of it.
Couldn't eat any of it?
Nothing.
Yeah, and I remember seeing boxes in your pantry of like food that you bought months ago.
Yeah, I couldn't eat it. I just couldn't eat it. Like I was eating like just sausages and like red meats, but like no rice.
I do also think that it might help out like budget wise. Like on a flip side,
my groceries were definitely a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Than what I buy now.
Yeah, so I feel like it honestly, this is a really good way for people who are fucking broke. People will try this shit because they don't want to spend money on like groceries or food.
Yeah, well, definitely. It was like I think I cut off like $50 of my groceries. Yeah. Because I was keto. Because you don't eat rice. You don't eat. You eat your vegetables, but only small amounts because they're loaded with carbs.
Basically, ones that don't have carbs.
No bread. Yeah, like it was just like no press. Like even the smallest things you would think don't have carbs have carbs. You can't eat them. Mm-hmm. It's crazy how many. Like you have to go and look at everything. You're like, oh, this looks good. No cereal. Like it cuts out no yogurt. Like no milk. Everything.
Granola.
Everything gone. Can't eat it.
Yeah.
Jacks you up.
Yeah, I think people.
I hate it.
I've also seen people do intermittent fasting with a ketogenic diet.
That's intense.
That's fucking intense, right?
That's crazy.
Like, how can you even maintain happiness at that point? I feel like how can you?
People are different, man. Or the people that do the full day diets, like the full day fast. Because I used to have the fasting app. I used to have the fasting app, and that was an option, like a 24-hour. I'm like,
I feel like I've always wanted to try to do that just to see if I'm able to if I like. In my mind, I'm able to like stick to something like
that. Fuck no. Ain't no way.
But I did hear like you're supposed to have some sort of glow on your skin.
I've heard that. Like, you glow better.
How long does that last?
I don't even think that's real.
I don't know. There's been, that's the thing. I mean, maybe after a day, I don't know, 3-5 days, sure. But
I really want to look at. I've never heard that as being.
I think it's about 3 to 5 days where you have to fast. And you actually start to like glow like on your skin, or something like that. Like you actually like your skin starts to clear, not actually glow, but like
I know you just look better. Yeah,
you look better. You look happier, healthier, whatever.
You look happier.
Yeah, even though you haven't fucking eaten in 3 days. Like,
I think that's such bullshit. I don't think that's true.
But even then, like, how does that benefit you? And then what do you do with that afterwards? You know what I mean?
It's like one of those things where you do it, you're like, oh, I did it, I'm over with, I'm done, I'm gonna like.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you've done it, boom, here we are. What do you do now?
No one does that.
You start eating again, and then that's it.
Yeah, it's like
I guess like,
man.
I guess the best way to approach it is like do it like once a month or like once every 2 months or something, maybe. But even then, like, especially for someone that's trying to like build muscle, like I feel like.
I think for a lot of people trying to be generally healthy, you have to just pick like a low fat or a low fat, high carb or high carb, low fat. Like pick something that you can sustain yourself with.
Right. And I think an easy way, and I put a lot of people on this as well, is like if you're gonna go and exercise, that's when you can eat carbs. Yeah. Basically, because carbs fuel you. They fuel your exercises. They fuel, your ability to lift weights and to run and to do cardio and all that sort of shit. So the days you exercise, and depending on how long you exercise, is how much carbs you eat. That's it. Bottom line. If you don't exercise, you don't eat carbs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that's what I couldn't. I did the high fat, low carb, and then I realized that, and that's when I was doing cardio a lot, that I couldn't sustain it because my runs were suffering and I was tired after like a mile. Mm-hmm. So I switched, and the high carb, low fat was like the perfect.
Right.
For me, at least.
Do you think it's worth it for people to go out and buy like what I was showing you, like keto drinks and carbohydrate drinks and all that sort of shit?
I mean, if it helps you, like, sure, but like.
But okay, a keto drink is basically high fat, high protein, low carb. I mean, that's what it is. So it's basically like a protein shake. But do you think that is something that should benefit somebody? Like, should people actively go out and search for these products?
I mean, I think it could help you. I don't think that it's like a live or die by this. Like, right. I don't think that's necessary.
But do you think people should buy them like an exit, like huge amounts of them to start like hitting goals and shit?
No.
I mean, how do you seek out your products that you eat for your goals? Like, what does that entail for you?
I look up like I think you have to do your research on what best like no fat foods to eat, and like everything will come up on Google, or like go to the grocery store and like legitimately go, but like everything you put in your basket, like look at the facts.
Right.
Look, I do that every single time, bro. I'm sure you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You have to. I never just like Like
And
never.
that's something
I've
I've bought
never.
before.
I mean, yeah, if it's something you bought before, like, okay, I need this. But like
Yeah.
for people that are just going and they're like, all right, I'm gonna change my diet, then I'm just gonna be like, oh, this looks good. This is good. I look like if I'm gonna try something new, I have to look at the things,
you have
the
to nutrition facts,
fats.
see.
There's no fat in here. Okay, I can do this. I can eat this.
Do you think that's a little on the side of obsessive compulsive
No.
for people to look at nutrition facts and track
No.
calories?
Fuck no.
I've heard that.
Have you really heard that?
Yeah, all the time.
That's obsessive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people, come to me, it's like, how can you sit there and get your meals, place them on a plate, and weigh it?
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. No, people are generally legitimately concerned. Like, don't you, like, people ask me, like, isn't that like a little like obsessive compulsive that you go and place food on your plate, measure it, and track it every single day? I'm like, no.
Are they fat?
No, not necessarily.
Oh.
Just people that just don't track meals, obviously, or really exercise a lot.
See, well, I kind of stopped tracking all my meals right now, but I'm bulking, so I'm just trying to put as much. But I still have a conscious.
You have a
I still
conscious,
measure.
intuitive
I
effort
still
of what
measure,
you know.
and I still I use my cups. I measure. I use my blender bottles. So I know what I'm putting in.
Yeah.
I'm not counting per se because I'm just like trying to get as much in my body as I can.
Yeah.
But I know I have a general consensus of what I'm like. I know. Okay, I've eaten this, and this. Okay, I'm done. I can't have any more.
I can't have any more.
You know.
Yeah.
It's different, but I mean, some people like it.
You would say that you wouldn't have been able to get to that point unless you started to track meals.
Yeah, like I've tracked meals since like January.
Yeah.
So like it's been like 6 months of me consistently every
Right.
single day track. It's like you have to do it to get a general idea of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not just gonna show up and be like, I know exactly how much I'm eating.
The number one recommendation I can have for people is to track.
Yeah, you have to.
And it doesn't even need to be like at a long-term thing.
Oh.
I think if people understand what foods have what calories and what macronutrients, I think people would be a lot better at deciding what foods or diets, if they want to try them, will work best for them. Because I feel like if I wasn't able to track my food at first, I would have no idea what would be good or bad for me.
I think if you're trying to lose weight, you need to count. You have to. So. You have Absolutely. To. There's no way for you to know if you're doing any good.
Right.
You have to weigh yourself every day, and you have to track you have to make sure you're staying on track. Because if you're not, then you're fucked.
In fact, I just got a message this morning. This guy was saying that I've lost all progress, and I was dieting for 4 weeks. In the span of 3 days, I've lost all of it. I've gained an inch on my waist. I don't know what the fuck happened. This guy legitimately, I haven't gotten back to him yet.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
You ate,
I'm like, bruh. Dude, you have to understand, when you track meals, you get a idea of what bad shit you're putting in your body. So, I want to tell him, like, look, bro, like, you probably didn't gain all your fat back. In 3 days, if you're not eating consistent, even for 3 days, yes, you might end up gaining some weight back, but you got to understand, if it's mostly carbohydrates and things of that nature, and if you tracked that information, you'd be less inclined to actually eat all that carbs, as well as being able to know that you've gained a lot of fucking water weight at that point, because you've been fucking scarfing down carbs, being at home, eating like fucking snacks and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So at that point, it's not obsessive compulsive to fucking start tracking meals. And
of course not. I never thought it was.
I never thought it was either. But yeah, people were legitimately concerned. Like, how can you sit there and put your plate on the scale, get a cup, and measure this? Like,
because it's called
really?
It's called
Why
discipline.
don't you just put some food on your plate, know how much you eat, and eat it? It's like, it doesn't work that way.
It's called discipline. Why don't you just do it?
Not only that, but it just doesn't work that way. Yeah. And you have to understand, like, if you're willing or trying to make a change, you can't do what everybody else is doing, which is just putting food on their fucking plate and going home. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to fucking legitimately make a conscious effort and do something different that you know is different, and start fucking measuring your food out. Because you can't make progress without knowing what you're putting in your body. And that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. And then there's also, so on top of these like diets, quote unquote, right? There's always those products that are going to guarantee that you don't have to diet, you don't have to work out, but this is going to save you from all your...
No.
Like that shit, that sweet sweat shit.
What is that?
Man, it's like you like lotion you put on your body before you work out, and like you sweat more.
Oh, yes.
So it kind of goes hand in hand with that, but not really. There's that. And then there's also those stupid belts that we were talking about. Did we talk about Crystal? I don't remember.
Yes, and then the sweatsuit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
No, they don't work.
What the hell is that?
It doesn't work. And the thing is, like, it has the same effect as it does with a diet. Like, you see, like, ads on, like, hydroxycut and all those other things and all that sort of shit. It's like, oh, well, if I take test boosters and shit, like, yeah, no, like, my diet's going to be good. Like, I'll be fine. I'll start taking these pills. It'll speed up my metabolism.
They tell you
everything
that shit.
I
I've
ate
had that.
will basically be burned off and used for energy, and I would start getting rips and shit.
We had that. I used to see that. So I mean, I had a little more knowledge going into like going when I went to Total Nutrition and bought like those SARMs and stuff. Even when I was playing baseball and stuff. And I'm not an idiot, but the people that work at some of these nutrition stores are morons.
Yeah.
And they think you're a moron.
Yeah.
So I'm like doing all my research, and like I was trying to throw harder at the time, and I was like, all right, so this will help me like boost my test levels. So in turn, it'll boost this and boost this. So I will, if I work hard enough, should gain a little bit more muscle, which in turn would turn to velocity. So okay, I'm gonna try them. So I went over there. The guy goes, what do you want to take these for? And it was Austrian, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to throw harder. And he's like, okay, cool, yeah. He goes, man. You're gonna get jacked. You take these. He's like, you take these and you take this other pill. And I was like, I don't need the other pill. I already knew going in what I wanted, what I was gonna get, what I was gonna take. And he was like, if you take this with this, and then you take the support
for your liver.
Yeah, but you don't need that because it's not toxic to your liver. Mm-hmm. It's not a steroid.
Right.
And it's not. There's another compound that they do sell there, but this wasn't it.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell me shit.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to get fucking yoked, bro. You're going to get yoked.
Yeah, they just need to tell you you're going to get
and I'm like,
and you'll like,
and I was just like, no, I'm not. I was like, I don't need that. But they think you're going to get swole. He's like, you can eat whatever you want. You can drink all the time. You can do whatever you want. You're going to get shredded. I'm like, that's impossible. That's literally impossible.
Wow.
But they tell you this shit.
Yeah.
And they sell this shit to these people thinking like, oh, if I lift like once, twice a week, this guy said I can eat whatever I want and get shredded. It's like, that's not how it works.
What did happen?
I did gain velo. I gained like 5-6 miles an hour. But I think that was more attributed to my weight plan because I was with Phil and like we were doing all the running programs.
So you don't
throwing
actually
programs.
know if it directly correlated. Maybe
I would assume. I'm assuming it would help a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think I would attribute the velo gain to my workout regimen and my throwing program and all that other stuff. But
another question I end up getting a lot, and just it's piggybacking off of this, but it's the idea that people are like, if I were to just sit here right now and I took this supplement, would this help me? I'm like, absolutely fucking not. No. And it's like, well, so I have to fucking work out to see progress. I'm like, yes, it's a light supplement. You gain a edge.
It's the same concept with like CLA pills or like hydroxycut, all those things where they're like, you don't like, and it's like people that are ignorant to like this like training world and like fitness. Like they think they're gonna take these weight loss pills and like
chug some fucking apple cider vinegar. And
shit. They're gonna be good to go. They're gonna lose all this weight, and I'm like, it's not how it works. You're gonna lose a lot of water weight, but to lose fat, you have to burn it. You have to work. It's not just you're just gonna sit down and just start sweating fat out your pores. Like it doesn't work like that. But people swear by it, man. They say it works. Just like people are looking to get the shortcut and use those belts so they can sit and watch TV and eat while they think that this belt's vibrating on their stomach.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna
I saw the one where
work out
they
their
stand
abs.
on like a skateboard and it shakes and their abs.
That one too.
Shake.
Yeah, but there's one. I had a friend show it to me, and she's like, "Yo, this thing's so fucking intense. It's so hardcore." She's like, "I do it while I eat dinner and I watch TV."
Oh my god.
And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So she brought it. And I tried it, and I was like, she's like, this is the one I did the other day. She put it on. It was just like, you know that game? Remember we went to Terror on the Plaza?
Yes.
And there was that game where you hold the fucking thing and it vibrates?
Julius, or not, was it?
Julius. Fucking Julius.
What was his name? Julio. Not Julius.
That thing, he beat it. I beat it too. We went not too long ago. I beat it. Everybody can beat it. You just hold the thing. And it vibrates.
Yeah.
It's what it fucking feels like.
But on your stomach?
But on your stomach.
It didn't tickle?
No.
It
felt weird. Maybe not that of intensity, because I mean that'll like tickle. But like this was like a weird it was like a pulsating like it's trying to stimulate something. But like this isn't a fucking stem machine. It's not hooked up to your fucking body to like stimulate muscles. That's what it It's imitating.
Yeah.
That's what it's imitating. But like we all know, that you put a stim muscle on a muscle, and it's got like the technology to like magnetically go through and like attach to your muscle. It's stimulated. This thing is through like a belt on like felt, and it looks like a massage thing, and it just like, and that's all it does. And she's like, dude, it's so intense. And I was like, this is a load of shit.
Yeah.
Pissing me off. This is stupid. Just so that you don't have to physically go and work. You can sit at home, watch TV, and get a little massage on your fat.
Yeah.
On your rolls.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand like why it's so hard for people to just get your ass off the couch and just go for a fucking walk.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so you got all these products. You got all these things. What is the number one way you would say that you've been able to effectively change the way you look at food and the way it affects, or the way you look at and stick to eating a nutrition?
I think so. I mean, I'm sure you're doing the same thing. The last like couple months, I've tried literally all these different diets. I went from the keto to a different thing. It was low carb, which is kind of the same thing, but it's still more carb. No, high fat, and then I did no fat, high carb, which really sat with me. It worked well because I do run like 4 or 5 miles, or I do HIIT workouts in the morning, and then I lift in the afternoons.
Yeah.
So like it just works well because I burn a lot of calories throughout the day.
Yeah.
And it's just like consistency. Like find something that sticks. You have to try all these different things to know what works.
It's also similar to the way you approach life. Like if you're gonna try a whole bunch of different things, you gotta see if you're throwing darts at a target, you gotta see what sticks.
Yeah. See what's gonna stick. What feels good. What makes you feel good.
Effectively, are able to do your workouts.
Yeah.
Really well and taste good for you and yeah, sure. Yeah. What else?
I mean, just that and being consistent, man. Find something that you like. You can eat things that you enjoy that aren't awful, and like I think you have to also let yourself indulge every once in a while.
Yeah, I totally.
That's key because if you're like in a strict diet, and you can only allow yourself like one cheat meal like a month, like you're gonna be miserable.
I have noticed greatly that if I'm able to stick in one bad meal
a week,
and even if the following day I end up putting on a little bit of weight.
Mm-hmm. You burn it off.
I know that in 2 or 3 days I'll sit even lower because not only will that meal that I eat will typically have carbs in it and I gain some water weight, but it honestly helps with speeding up your metabolism. So I don't know if people have heard of refeed days, but refeed days basically means if you're sitting at a really low caloric deficit and your body's metabolism starts to slow down, a refeed day is basically you pick up your calories like slightly above maintenance calories. Mm-hmm. You eat that amount, for the day, and the following day you'll gain weight. But after that, like 2, 3, 4 days later, you'll see that you've actually lost more weight than what you started with before you had the refeed day, because your metabolism has to basically speed up to burn off the food that you ate. Yeah. So you end up pooping more. You eat more fiber because you're eating carbs. Like your whole body's gonna realize, oh my god, I gotta speed up a little bit. And then as you cut it back the following days, boom, you got yourself an opportunity to have your metabolism speed up and burn off the food that you eat the days prior or after. So I've noticed that even when I do have my one cheat meal, right now I'm still sitting at 2,000, 2,100 calories, which is kind of, still okay. Like it's, it's filling. I'm not hungry. I'm not stuffing my face either. So it's like, perfect for me. But, even when I go eat like sushi, I typically have like sushi or something like that, something higher carb. I've noticed that even the days afterwards, I'll gain weight the day after, and then 3 or 4 days afterwards, I'll sit actually lower than what I had prior.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with like, even like, I think like the misconception that people have with eating clean is that they start this diet and they're miserable because they're really craving all this other stuff and like, but they are like, I have all this progress, like I can't let it go, and like it weighs on your mental health because you're kind of like sad, you're depressed, you get mad, and it's like,
and you see your friends going out,
your friends are going out eating all this stuff, taking pictures, posting on Instagram, like. But the idea is like one bad meal won't make you fat, just like one good meal won't make you skinny. That's kind of like the thing that you have to abide by, especially if you're not like trying to get bulky big, or you're not trying to do extreme weight loss. You're just looking to maintain, just eat healthy. Like give yourself that little like, little cheat day once in a while. Like it's not gonna kill you.
Something that you actually earned.
It's not gonna kill you for like one time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like don't make it like a 3-day binge or anything. But like,
I also think like if people are pressuring you, I won't kill you. Like don't be pressured to take like eat something bad just because someone's pressuring you to eat something bad because you're like, oh, you can have it one time. Like, it's important to set up those days for yourself. Like if you're gonna, go throughout your week, like, and you say like, okay, so my birthday is Friday. This is a perfect example. My birthday is Friday, and we have a reservation at Chop and Gotcha.
We're having a Zoom party.
We are having a Zoom party. It's afterwards. Anyways. Oh. Back on point. My Zoom party is after that. So I'm going at like 6:30. My Zoom party is like 8:39. Anyways, so, now that I know that plan is set up. So now because I know that meal is going to happen. It's important that you plan out this meal, because if you sit here and you fucking scarf a whole bunch of bullshit throughout the day and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna cheat right now. And then I'm gonna go to Chama. And then I'm gonna chop. Yeah. And then I'm gonna drink afterwards, and it's like, it's like, well, no, you fucked it up. Yeah, you jacked it. I'm gonna compensate over, earlier in the day, eat a little bit lighter, and be able to, have some room for me to eat something like that, and not eat fucking 2,000 calories over my maintenance. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's also important to plan these days out if you are going someplace or doing something or meeting up with somebody. Obviously, given the circumstances, that's not really something that's going on, a lot, considering the pandemic and all that sort of shit. But obviously, like, within normalcy, like, you have to be able to plan. And if you have that plan, stick to it. Yeah. But, also don't be pressured by people who are saying, oh, you can try it. We brought cookies to the office. We brought donuts to the office. Yeah, you can have one. It's tough. Eat one. Yeah. It's tough. And obviously, if you want to make that your cheat and you want to have the fucking donut, by all means have the fucking donut. But realize, hey, you know what? Later on in the week, I can't do it. I can't cheat it. I already did it. Yeah. I already did it. There was my cheat. Whatever it was, you decided to pick that as your cheat. You wanted the fucking donut. You gotta make it count. You gotta make it count. Sure, whatever. But realize, hey, you know what? I've set myself to only have one bad meal or snack or whatever you want to call it per week. Stick to it. Boom. There it is. That's it. Yeah.
I think the key is just be consistent and be and then
whether that is paleo or keto or intermittent fasting or any of those things, if you want to take the advice of all these people that have done these things and all of them make progress, sure, they're all making progress, but like I said, it's a matter of what sticks. It's a matter of researching and determining what foods you can eat and when, why, how it's going to effectively produce good results based off of your training. Whether that's running, biking, lifting, crossfitting, Olympic weightlifting, like what is going to serve you the best purpose? Like, or are you just trying to look good? Like, obviously, if you're trying to look good, you're going to have to cut carb somewhere. You're going to have to. Yeah. You have to. That's a given fact. You're going to have to cut a carb and basically put carbs around your workouts. That's bottom line. I agree. There's no other way around it. You're going to have to. If you're eating higher carb foods, yes, you're going to hold more water retention and be heavier.
Unless you're doing a shit ton of cardio or you're sweating a lot or whatever it is, yeah.
But most people aren't if they just want to look good. So, yeah, if you're just wanting to look good, you're going to have to cut carbs. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a fuckload. But just realize, hey, if I'm going to eat the carb, it's going to be around my work.
And, like, people need to know, like, there's even calculators out there that calculate if you need help, like, height, weight. Yeah, you have to be honest on your age and your activity level, and it'll tell you those things that maybe if you want to do this diet, and it even gives you.
When I write programs for people, those are the first things I go to because I don't know whether
you need to know their activity output.
Yes,
you need to know that.
So you have to start somewhere, and I use that as a tool to determine how much calorie. If I'm writing a nutrition program for somebody and I write them calories, I have no clue how many calories they're burning per day. No, I give them a random freaking calorie based off of a calculator, have them eat that for 2 to 3 weeks, and if they're fucking getting fatter, then obviously there's a problem. Yeah, then you gotta lower the calories. Yeah. If they're losing weight, great. Have them lose weight 1 or 2 pounds a week. But ultimately you're not gonna know unless you go in and calculate and test and actually track. Yeah. There's no way to absolutely know. That's why I think tracking is just like it's essential, paramount to fucking making progress. Yeah. I will stand by that forever. Absolutely. Forever. And it takes fucking 2 to 5 minutes a day, if that.
I'd say it depends, but
if you're switching up foods,
definitely doesn't take a lot of time.
If you're switching up foods, and that's another thing. There's another thing I want to hit. So if you're constantly switching up foods, your body is gonna not have the ability to adapt to all the different foods you're putting into your body. Obviously, you will have more of an idea of how your body's going to react to a certain food if you eat the same thing every single day. So that's why it's
Right.
important to eat things you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, you will know exactly where to cut down or add calories if
Right.
you're eating pretty much the same thing every single day.
Right.
Like my breakfast does not change.
Mine doesn't either. It's pretty much. Well, I didn't eat it as much as I did today because I just ran out of time. I ate too late yesterday.
Yeah, obviously
mean-
there's going to be days where it might be different.
It's the same general stuff. You
Right.
just maybe miss a couple things here and there.
Right,
but it's the same
80-90%
stuff.
of the time, like
Yeah.
it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I know that if I fucking get fat tomorrow, or like not get fat but gain weight tomorrow,
Mhm.
I know that okay, I've been eating the same thing pretty much every day. I got to cut down somewhere, no
Yeah.
question. I have to,
Mhm.
and whether that's through tracking or not, because I've familiarized myself with the food I'm eating, like to cut down on this stuff.
Mhm.
You have to. I mean, and I think even tracking for a month will give you an idea of what food has what calories and the ability to be disciplined and understanding, like when you're entering this food into the calculator or MyFitnessPal, you know how bad it is or how good it is for that matter. It goes both ways, but it can. I think you nailed it on the head when you said like you've been trying all these different things, all these different diets, all these different trends, whatever it is, and you're seeing one that sticks.
Yeah,
and
so
what benefits you
that I know I can do now and hold up for a long period of time.
Sure.
It won't like be hard on me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The deal with diets is the fact that diets work, but only
long term.
no, temporary.
Temporary? What do you mean?
Diets like diet.
Oh, dieting. I thought you meant like finding it's not like a diet to work for you.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like it'll only be like a temporary thing if you're sticking to a diet. And it has to be a complete nutritional lifestyle change. Yeah. These are some of the ways that we tackle this too. I think that's, and it works.
It works.
Obviously we're saying that we track and we make progress and we get stronger and we get leaner. Or we run more miles at a quicker distance, or a quicker time. Like it's obviously fucking working.
Yeah.
And this is something that we back. This is something we've tried and have done. So I think it's important to nail those, facts. I don't actively seek out, keto drinks or protein or grass-fed protein or, when it comes to food, like, I try to stick to eating like more so grass-fed beef. And
I do
stuff.
grass-fed beef for sure. That bison is good. I don't care what you say.
I don't. Maybe I've been bad batch.
I think you got a bad batch because I've had 2 packets in the last week and it's
it.
been fucking amazing. It's good.
I tried it and it didn't taste
Way
that
like it's got like a different like
Maybe it's
texture.
I don't know.
know.
Yeah, but I got
Show's
it.
good, man.
I'll try some again.
Show's
But
good.
another thing would be sticking to eating like grass-fed, cleaner,
Organic.
meats.
I mean, organic stuff is way
Especially when
better.
it comes to meats.
I'm kind of like new on this like organic thing, but even my milk's organic. All my shit's organic, bro. Shit's fucking way better.
Yeah, I mean,
Way better. Cleans up your insides a lot more.
like I was
rather
telling
than
you, like
eating processed.
that documentary with Zac Efron on Down to Earth, he goes through like the way different foods are processed and how they affect your body and how much they change. Like if you're putting bullshit food into your body with tons of preservatives, like
processed foods like Pop-Tarts and like
obviously,
cereals
no question,
and like
those things. But I mean,
meats,
even
fast
meats,
food, like
even meats that tend to go through like a processing plant and like are have hormones and shit added to them and all that sort of stuff. Like
it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean, it affects your body negatively. So that's not to say to change everything to completely fucking organic or getting organic water and fucking all this sort of shit. But like, start somewhere, something that you thoroughly enjoy, and if you really thoroughly enjoy that food, like try
it organic.
Eating something that might be organic or something that's grass fed or cleaner meat, just cleaner. Like for me, it's meat, so it's like cleaner meat, but. A cleaner vegetable or whatever the fuck you want to get, cleaner water, anything that kind of, helps you explore different options of enjoying foods a little bit better that are a little bit healthier for you. I know that when I buy something like organic or something fresh, grass fed, like I'm excited to fucking eat it.
Yeah, I'm excited to eat it, but it's a little, it is a little more expensive, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
No question. I mean, you can't put a price on your fucking health. No. You cannot. No. You can't put a price on those things. And I think even trying some organic foods here and there, like, give it a shot. See how much more different it tastes, how much better it tastes, how much better you feel at the end of the day. Like, fuck it. Try it.
It's unmatched, man.
And try to cut down elsewhere and focus your fucking money on stuff that actually matters, like your health. So yeah. I think that's a good way to end this conversation. Yeah, these are the ways we approach it. You got some fucking Mootopia there. Mootopia's some good shit.
That's good shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit was good.
Let me see it.
Well, I mean, chocolate mousse has got a little bit more fat in there, but I mean,
good for protein.
For building,
this is something that you would drink post-workout or pre-workout.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
shit.
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out. Yeah, this is episode number 34, actually.
Is this the S? No, it's 35.
No.
33.
33.
Yeah, a little ahead.
Yeah, a little ahead. 33. 34 will be Friday. So this episode is actually coming out today. We'll post it later today.
I'll post it today.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone's staying safe out there. Lots of issues going on with the government and people struggling to allocate the resources. But if you're going to allocate them one place,
health.
Yeah. So we'll end it there. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
all that shit.
TikTok. We got some TikTok videos out. Yeah. Let us know what you think. If you got a diet fad that you want us to give.
I'll try it.
I'll try it.
I try all kinds of shit.
Let us know some food that you like. Let us know what kind of food you like. We'll try those out too. So yeah, appreciate y'all for checking us out. Stay tuned for more videos Friday. Appreciate it.
Friday.